You were born to thrive. You were born to feel alive. Every single second of your life. Your life. Your life. Your life. Good afternoon, everyone. I am so excited to welcome you to this new episode of Success Stories of Expat Women. They did it. So can you? My name is Eva Sonders. I am an inspirational singer and songwriter, and I'm also an empowerment coach, helping women to thrive professionally after a huge transition like moving abroad, facing burnout, or losing path, losing joy of life, transition in career, asking questions, well, am I at the right place right now? Or maybe I should be doing something else. I am very happy to welcome today Hulya first. Nice to meet you, Hulya.
Nice to meet you,
And
Eva.
actually, I have one before question, because the first question is always where are you from? Well, it's connected. Your name is pretty intriguing for me. What is it? Hulya, where does it come from and what does it mean?
So my origin is Turkish. So that means this is a Turkish name, a very given and common name. And what does it mean? It means dream.
Oh,
So
wow.
Hulya is dream, exactly. And my surname, although people resonate with it like it's a German, is it English or whatever, it's a normal, very common Turkish surname, Kurt. Normally we would pronounce it as Kurt. Kurt is fine as well. It's easy for everyone. And what does this mean? It's wolf. So I'm the dream wolf.
Oh, wow, that's beautiful. I thought it was a German name.
I know people always think about that. It's like, oh, it's German, right? No, it's not. It's Turkish.
Oh, wow. And I love the meaning of your first name, Dream. This is beautiful. Wow. So, what dream brought you to Switzerland? So I originally from Turkey. What brought you to Switzerland? How long have you been there, and where do you live exactly?
So actually, yes, born in Turkey, Istanbul, but grew up in Germany. I was a 3 months baby, as my parents brought me to Germany, to Bremen, and this is where I grew up. What brought me to Switzerland? Fast forward, in 2005, I was working for a multinational company already in Istanbul, right? And I was very experienced, team manager, you name it. And they brought me in, they called me to say, hey, you know what? We are creating a global customer administration hub in Geneva, one of the headquarters of Thomson Reuters that time in 2005. And they wanted me to be part of the whole journey to create the team, train the team, lead the team, for the Middle East, for Eastern Europe, for Russia, for Turkey, for Greece, you name it. So about 80, and Africa, I had about 80 countries responsibility. But then, of course, it not only stayed there, I advanced a lot. I did take on other, job responsibilities, project management, global transformation, you name it. So this is what brought me to Switzerland.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's interesting, exciting. So if you've worked for a company, international Turkish company,
It's an international English. It's an English company.
But you said you worked in Istanbul, so you
correct. I started there.
You went to Germany, but at some point you went back to Turkey. Yeah.
Correct.
So did you grow up in Germany or in Turkey?
No. I grew up in Germany. I was 3 months baby. I landed in Bremen. I was there until I was 18 years old. Then my family decided to go back to Turkey, Istanbul, where I started to work my career basically in 1984, when there was no internet, no smartphones, no PC. I started typewriting. And I just went into it. I didn't want to do any, I don't have any university degree, no PhD, no MBA. Forget about that. I just wanted to start to work. 1986, I started to work right, left, center, and ended in a multinational company based in Istanbul, which was called Reuters. We still have got Reuters though. Reuters News, it's a UK one. After a while, we got acquired. The financial information piece got then Thomson Reuters, the name changed, and now recently changed again to Refinitiv, etc., etc. You name it. With these multinational companies, it's always about acquisitions.
Wow, what's interesting, I can feel your very rich professional experience. And what's really interesting, no PhD, no university degree, no MBA, nothing. It's interesting because sometimes women who come to Switzerland, they feel like frustrated. My degrees are not recognized. It was my case too. When I came to Switzerland, suddenly what I did before, no recognition. And it can really contribute to this feeling, oh my God, who am I? I am no one. I am nothing. And actually, you show us that having a degree is not that important. So, what was important for you to create your professional path? The corporate word would say climb the ladder, but I don't really like this term. Let us say how did you go about gaining experience and progressing in your career?
So what happened, as I started as a sales secretary, my curiosity drove me to put my nose into customer admin because I got the grips immediately. It was just always the same things, the contracts, etc., boring. And then I saw, my friend was struggling. I said, I can help you. So I put my nose into customer admin and the business was booming. And she said, you know what, I need to have an assistant like you. So I moved to customer admin. I took on additional responsibilities. I was holding my, oh yeah, I can do it. I had no idea what I'm going to do, but okay, doesn't matter,
That's interesting. I just took it because what's very interesting. So what I see your progress was due to your ability to contribute, to open, to take challenges, and just to go for it. Is it?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I don't overthink because if you overthink, it's just not going to work. You try, and my motto is always like, try fast, fail fast, learn fast.
Oh wow. This is like a quote. I'm taking it on. Try fast, fail fast, and learn fast.
Absolutely, because if you don't do anything, you can have the best degree, whatever. If you're sitting at home and don't take action, don't do it. It will not add to your personal development. No one will know you. No one will see you. You need to be out there. It's scary. It's not easy, but you know what? The more you do it, the more you get used to it. It becomes a habit and it becomes easier. But sitting there with your wonderful degree at home, doing nothing and waiting that someone, the wonderful white prince, we call it, the company will discover you. No way, forget it.
It will not
That's
happen.
not that's not working, my dear. That's not working at all. And you know what? Recently, I just published my book.
Okay.
And it's about break free from your hamster wheel. It really describes the journey with a person who's in the middle kind of career and doesn't know anymore what they want.
That's it.
And there are questions that I ask. It's about mindset. It's about practicality as well. Because I discovered that a lot. People think, okay, started here, I'm working good, they need to know me. No, they don't need to know you. No one needs to know you. You need to know you, your worth to put out there. And it's not about boasting and egoistic or something. No. Hey, you are telling the world, I'm here and I'm contributing to improve the world, to improve you, to help people, right?
To contribute to the well-being of others or the world in some
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. According to your values as well, according to maybe as well the values when you need to compromise a bit with the corporates you're working for, but it really depends, right? It's a whole journey, and don't be afraid. It's scary, I know, and that's what I covered in the book as well. Face your fears and how you can do that.
So that's interesting. We will come back to your book later. It's definitely interesting. And now let us just keep going much more about your professional experience. So you started as a secretary, then you moved. What happened next?
What happened next? I became the supervisor of customer administration.
Okay.
Then soon after, I became the business admin manager. Then they added lots of other countries' responsibilities under my roof. I started to travel right, left, center, hired, fired people, had remote on-site people, were part of projects, etc. And then I got the job offer to come to Geneva, where I was the customer administration business lead. From there onwards, as I formed the team, handed over, because I'm a curious person, I need to be stimulated. There were different projects going on. I said, yeah, I'm going to do that. In the meantime, I did my PMP. In the meantime, I did certifications though, because this is how it is. When you are in the flow, they put you on management skill courses. They put you on blah, blah courses, you know. So that continued.
Well,
and then I said, okay.
That's interesting, because what I see, you were really learning like on the spot. There was something that you needed to know. Bam, there is this class, there is this certification, there is this. So you didn't have any initial education, but you kept educating yourself through your career, is it?
Absolutely. Continuous learning is one of my mottos as well, and it still continues. Wherever I can hop on a webinar, wherever I can get any other certification, do so, because that evolves you. Don't think that you know the subject. You know what? I hopped on so many webinars where I know the subject inside out. Still, you learn one or two or different aspects and perspectives. It's so enriching to watch a different person with the same topic that you know. They cover it differently, and you get stimulated. Maybe the way they do it, or the words they were using, or this one sentence which is getting you, oh, that's interesting. I should maybe, you know, think about that. Don't think you know everything.
And this is what's interesting, because someone told me recently, either you grow, either you stagnate, you get frustrating, and you're dying. So I do believe that's one of maybe basic human needs, to evolve, to grow, to learn, yeah, not to stop by getting out of school. Actually, life starts there.
Exactly. What is school anyways? I mean, you know what? Half of the things that we've been taught, we don't use in real life. And I still think I'm like someone who really predicts the education system at the moment is old-fashioned. I'm sorry to say that.
I definitely agree. I definitely agree.
The Generation Z, are you kidding me? They need stimulation. They need to have thinking. The teachers shall be not teachers. They should be coaches. That's what I am preaching. They need to be coaches to get the thinking out of the heads of the pupils and the students.
And creativity. Thinking and creativity, creative ideas.
And give them that wonderful safe space where they can raise their voice, where they can feel they have flexibility, where they can think they have innovative ideas and put them into practice and try and fail and learn something from this. This is much better than they can write a thesis to say, hey, you know what, this was my hypothesis, but then I tried it out, and you know what happened? Actually, it's not that, it's something else.
Yeah.
That's much more enriching. I mean, this is what we need to shake again. We need to shake and, you know, and shape the education system. How to do that? That's another question though. But I try, because I added coaching as well, adolescence and parental and teacher coaching to my diploma on top of the general one.
Okay. Wow, that's interesting. And I do definitely agree that we need to educate ourselves and the next generations and kids, and individual independent thinking and creativity. It's not only repeating some knowledge, but developing our skills like independence, creativity, problem solving. And it comes from within. It's not always, you tell me what I should do. It's it starts with this question, how can I contribute? What can I bring?
Exactly.
And that's connected to my values, to who I am, to what I love doing, to what I'm good at.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, so I see that a lot of women, when they come to Switzerland, they struggle because sometimes they follow their husband or partner. Sometimes they just have this dream to set up in this beautiful country with beautiful pure nature, mountains and lakes and so on. And then when they are there, they just see, oh my God, it's much more harder than I thought. It's much more harder to get a job. It's much more harder, whatever. However, the job was offered to you on a plate. So you didn't go the same path, but I do believe everyone, each of us at some point, we like hit a wall. There is something that doesn't work. Can you talk about your like moments that were difficult, professionally speaking, in Switzerland? If there were
Yeah,
any.
profession. Yeah, I mean, it was offered, that's correct. But when you are coming into a different country, into a different team, where the culture is different, because that was a culture shock. I mean, Turkish is different than Switzerland. Oh my God. Then I had to reprove myself. I need to again create my brand within the team. No one knew me. And they were thinking, oh, this Turkish lady comes over. What the heck is this? Yeah. And then you need to prove to everyone that you have the knowledge, that you have the wisdom, that you have the experience. So that's a different, ball game. And you need to be very discreet, but at the same time, you need to be firm,
From
assertive,
exactly.
assertive communication, walk the talk, be reliable, accountable, and you are becoming a role model. And be interested and ask questions, because the more questions you ask, people like to talk. People like to explain how it works in Switzerland. All this government stuff, all the papers that you need to fill out. Oh my goodness. And of course, the language is another barrier. Okay, within the company, we were speaking what? English. But
Yeah.
outside, it's French. You need to get along with French. So,
Did you speak
you need to
French
learn.
when you came to Switzerland? Did you speak French? So what did
No,
you do? What did you do?
well, courses, definitely courses. We had to start somewhere. And then I didn't have time. If you're in a corporate and you work 100%,
Mm.
it's 150% normally in a corporate, multinational. So no time. But then I started on my way on commute. I was using the bus that time to always read the newspaper. The 20 Minute, the 20 Minute in Geneva, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Every time. Did I understand everything? Zero. I understood maybe about 20%, 30%. And then the more I was reading, the more, now I understand a bit more. And wherever I had the opportunity, I was speaking my wonderful broken French to everyone. Well, I was fortunate enough to mix it with German, because German is also an official language here. So people try to
Yeah.
understand me. The more they try to understand me, the more they try to explain. So I understood as well. So again, here it
Wow.
comes. Don't be afraid to speak up. People only want to understand. And the best thing is to build rapport, because the French people here in Geneva, in Vaud, Canton Vaud, they want to have someone who starts with French first. That gives them the impression you make an effort. And if
Yeah.
I say, bonjour madame, vous allez bien, merci. Alors j'ai une petite souci, peut-être can you maybe, and you start with mixing with French and I don't know what. People are all ears when you start the local language. Building rapport with them is important. Also in coaching, as you know, building rapport with your stakeholders, understand the other counterpart, and then chip in and never assume.
Never assume. Never assume that you know. Never assume when you see some signs that this is this. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. Don't judge it. Just ask, okay, okay, I didn't understand that. Can you explain what happened here? And we had lots of culture shock here. I mean, it's not easy to prove yourself, to start a career. Somehow it's still a career that you start from scratch.
Oh
It's the
wow.
same company. Yeah,
Oh
it's the same
wow. Thank
company.
you for sharing this. Wow. That's
Yeah,
that's interesting. That's interesting. You start from scratch when you start in Switzerland, even though you just got this place
doesn't
and
matter.
you yeah.
It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter. And as I arrived, all the promises that were given to me were not held anyways. So I was expecting to have a bigger team. There was no team as I arrived. So you had to go through interviews. You don't know how everything works. So you try to understand the dynamics the hierarchy plus the country and how you create your own team. They need to be taught. There is no teachers. You have got all responsibilities on your shoulders. It's heavy. Not to mention the family burden, because my husband followed me. He's Turkish.
Okay.
He knew Italian, but he didn't have any idea about French. So he was staying at home helping me, but he got frustrated himself as well.
Yes, yes. This is very often the female part of the story, because I would say more often there are women following men. I'm glad to see that it can be also vice versa, but it can be another side. And the part that remains at home, especially not speaking the language, wow, that's a really difficult position. And well, if the spouse brings money, then you don't have this financial pressure. But sometimes it would be better to have this financial pressure and to move and to do something to just remain at home, isn't it? So
that's correct.
That's not a very good position either.
No.
Yeah. So I see that it was pretty challenging with a lot of new stuff to learn, to understand. Did you have moments of discouragement or disappointment, or where you felt low, and how did you deal with them?
Of course, there are these points that you feel, oh my God, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
You know, let's go back. Let's go to your comfort zone, God's sake. You know, I just leave it. I mean, I'm not interested in that. The family is not happy. This is not going well. What am I doing? And you question yourself all the time. But then to pep up yourself is all on you. And to see the positive, the other perspective. Like saying, okay, when I stay here, my son will be learning English because because I worked as an expat, right? So let's face it, he was, of course, in private school, Collège de Le Mans, and he will start to learn English. My career, I've got more possibility to move on because it's a global company, it's headquarters. And also for my French, to improve French. And let's see what's going to bring. What about to try it a bit more? Because I'm sure he is also interested. And what I started to do immediately is to discover around. I mean, we arrived in October. Immediately, I was on the ski slopes in December in Montana because I wanted to see how it goes. I didn't know any skiing, so I had to take lessons. That's another thing, but that's okay. And also looking around, it's important that you find your tribe. A bit of comfort zone is important. And for my husband, I was looking for a tribe. So my ears and eyes were open for anywhere where I could hear Turkish. And I was just going, boom, are you Turkish? Like this little kid, you know, like, are you Turkish? And they're like, yes. And they're most likely already, I don't know, since years in Switzerland, in Geneva. Yes, we are. Okay, good. You know, I just arrived and we're looking for Turkish people. And you know, what are you doing? And then suddenly they open up. Find your tribe. And that helped my husband because guess what? In a cinema, this is an interesting story. In a cinema, I was with my son, 8, 9 years old, and we are watching a film. We were trying to find our rows, our chairs, and someone was talking behind us, Turkish. I turned around and said, you're Turkish? Yes, yes. She had 2 kids. I had 1. We immediately gambled. We immediately met. We immediately touched base. She gave me her number. I invited them for dinner immediately. Her husband was not working as well. She was here at the WHO, and both were connecting, and they were all together almost all the time, doing shopping together, getting to all the discounts, going to, I don't know, La Ville Bar, taking out the dogs.
Supporting each other in some way.
Yes.
Having fun together also.
Yes, and increasing and expanding even the network, because we started to expand our network with this. So immediately take action. Don't think that they will find you. The tribe is out there. Whether you're Poland, whether you come from, I don't know, Peru, whether you come from Lebanon, whether you come from the US, there is tribes out there that you can feel very much connected to. That helps.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. Well, listening to you, I would say you are a motivational speaker and a coach. I don't know, but it feels like because there are so much positive and do this, go, action, do it, try, fail, that's okay, learn, try, do it fast so it goes, which is amazing. I don't know, if you do this, that's perfect, you are completely at your place. So let us see. How developed your career in Geneva, and what do you do today?
Well, I started to work right, left, center, different projects, etc. But then after a while, of course, big companies go through difficult times, acquisitions, etc. So they made me redundant after 30 years working at the same company,
Oh, wow.
just before the pandemic.
Oh, wow.
But it's not only me. I mean, we were 700 people as I started in 2005. Now I think we are left about 30 people. The rest of the jobs have been transferred to Philippines,
Okay.
India, etc.
Yeah.
You know how it is.
Yes.
No problem at all. I was not angry. We had good time. I traveled around the world. I earned good money. I'm just grateful for all the experience that this company gave me. So I started, okay, just before the pandemic, so okay, I'm doing my own stuff now. So I did my coaching diploma. I did it really diploma, studied for about 8 months, 450 hours, did my accreditation, created my own company, right, which is called InKick, Innovation Kick, kick you a bit, you need to kick. That's important. And innovation, creativity, different mindset, which is important. And under that header, I also took on a franchise, which is Noble Manhattan Coaching. It's a coach training school. So
Okay.
I've got my own company where I do one-to-one coaching, executive, life, personal development coaching, plus as well adolescents, parents, and teacher coaching. Under the same company, I do facilitate workshops for corporate, small, medium size, for anything the company needs for their leaders. That could be find your voice, presentation, leadership skills, how to stand up in the crowd, how to create your own brand, unconscious bias, diversity, inclusion, intercultural communication. And then I've got my Noble Manhattan, where I am offering coach trainings for anyone, individual, corporates, teachers who want to become even better for themselves and for the community. Because I still believe coaching is a wonderful profession. I love what I'm doing. It's rewarding, and we need more coaches on the world. Like we have got hundreds or millions of bankers, we need more coaches in the world to create and make this world a better one, as it is not the best version at the moment.
Wow, I love your vision. That's beautiful. I love your vision because we can improve our world by coaching, mentoring, guiding. But this is what I feel. Oh my God, when I was a teenager, I had no one to guide me, and my parents were not the best guides. They just wanted me to get a safe job.
Exactly, that's what they wanted.
Yeah, that's it. But I think it's changing now. We are somewhere else today. But still, I do believe, especially young generation, they need guides and mentors and coaches, but who will just ask questions and hold this space so they can answer. It's not anymore we tell them what they have to do. They need to find their answers.
Absolutely.
But it's like
Absolutely.
changing something. We need to change this, and this will probably take some time, but this is a crucial thing today, especially in this world that is like with a lot of roller coasters, and it's not easy at all. We just need to create something better for the next generations. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Just a little question: what brought you to study coaching?
What brought me to study coaching? During my corporate life, I was always doing mentoring. People loved to have me as a mentor because I was guiding them, I was showing them, etc. So I was a kind of role model. And I thought, you know what, you do this already. So why don't you yourself be a coach? Coach and mentor. I'm also having an accreditation in senior mentoring because that's important to help people. And I love to help people. I love people. I love to listen to their stories without any judgment, with asking questions and really listening. And I love to show them with their own words a bit of, what can they do? Absolutely. Right? So in my sessions, I do a mix between mentoring and coaching, because sometimes with coaching questions, you also end up with a kind of deadlock. And sometimes you need to push a bit more and give an example, and that helps. you know.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, and I love what I'm doing, and also listening to the adolescents. Oh my goodness, these young people, what kind of different way of thinking they have, included my son who's 25 years old. It's completely different than my generation.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I was pretty impressed when you said I started this certification coaching. It was just before pandemics, is it?
Yes.
And we are like 2 3 years later, and
Yeah.
it's your career looks like, wow, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. It was, oh my god, how she did it so fast. But now I understand, because actually you were already training and preparing yourself for this career through all what you had done before.
Somehow, yes, because I did
Yeah.
not only work. What I did in Thomson Reuters, I was organizing fun events. So I'm very professional at events, summer
Yeah.
parties, Christmas parties, etc. But I also facilitated lots of workshops for women,
Okay.
because that time diversity inclusion was hip. Wow, in corporates, right? So I was the one leading and saying, hey, we need to create a diversity inclusion team in Geneva. Then all Thomson Reuters wanted to have a big, diversity inclusion team. So I was part of the steering global committee, and then I was part of the facilitating of workshop, which is called Be the CEO of Your Career. So I did that throughout, and then I was taking part in innovation hackathons, right? And then organizing innovation workshops, and got my certification there as well. So as you can see, I'm not standing still.
Yeah,
So I've got a huge baggage full of
that's it.
experience and knowledge,
That's it.
and I'm
That's it.
continuously adding on it, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wow. And as I feel your need of growing, learning, it's also okay. I know this now. I want something. I want to explore something else. Okay, let us add it to my baggage, and there is a bit more, and a bit more. Okay. Well, I am sure there are maybe few members or audiences. Oh, this woman is very interesting. I would like to get in touch with her. How can women from our expat community get in touch with you if they would like to? What do you offer? What could you offer to them, and how they could get in touch with you?
Absolutely. I mean, over my website or LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram. So I'm present on all. My
Okay.
website is called Inkick, INNKICK. That's it.
Dot
And
com.
from .com, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm offering is definitely one-to-one coaching. Absolutely. I love to help people. I love to help women. I love to help adolescents, parents. I'm organizing parents workshops as well,
Mm-hmm.
on an ongoing basis. So please watch the space, follow me so that you can see what am I offering. And I'm also having workshops for self-development, 6 modules, all very quick, easy stuff, right? Moreover, you can buy my book and read in there, or you just
Yeah, your
contact
book. So please tell us more about your book. What's the name?
Break Free from Your Hamster Wheel.
Interesting.
Yep, yep. That's
Where
what
do you,
we do. We are
where can you buy it?
over Amazon, but also Book Depository.
Okay. Well, we could. I'll put the links for all of this in the intro, so
Absolutely, no problem.
it's easy to find. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely fine. And if you need them to send me to you, then you just ask me. It's absolutely fine. Yeah. And so I offer coaching. I offer also collective coaching for corporates as well. I'm happy. I love to talk. So I was in Toastmasters as well. Toastmasters, is an NGO for public speaking. I was on stage, did compete just before the pandemic, got another, award there, etc. So yeah. No, I love to speak on stage. So you can invite me. I'm happy to share my experiences with everyone.
Amazing. Hulya, I am so grateful you accepted this invitation. What a gift for our audience to hear all your energy. Go, action. And you see, but at the same time, it's interesting, and it's important to see, even though I am very like assertive, that there are always struggles in our lives. It's just a part of the story. The difference between so-called failing or winning is how you deal with it. What do you do with it? Do you remain at home complaining that there is no one wants you, or do you get out and try again and try again and try again until you make it? Because you guys,
Absolutely.
everyone can make it. Everyone.
Absolutely. You know what? The situation doesn't change. It's up to you how you want to look after this. I mean, you can look after the glass saying, oh, half empty. Oh God,
Yeah,
it's awful. It's
absolutely.
disgusting. Oh my God, why do we live? Why are we on the earth? Or you can say, oh, this is full actually. You know what? I've got this, I've got that. Interesting. We never think about what we have.
Yeah.
We're not grateful.
Yeah.
Right? And then we say, oh, I don't have this, I don't have that. You've got lots of things that you can
Absolutely.
offer the world.
Right now.
Yes,
Right now.
do it. Volunteer, go for any organization, whatever you want. There's millions of stuff that you can do within Switzerland. Believe me.
Yeah. Hulya, thank you very much for this inspiration, motivation. It's really, really, really so pleasant to hear all these positive vibes. The very last question, you already gave us a few very important nuggets, like go around, find your tribe, connect with people, do not remain alone. What would be your last piece of advice to these women who today feel low because they like experience one rejection after another? They feel lost, they feel discouraged. What would you advise them?
Be grateful for your health.
Hmm.
Health is number one. And also health around you, your family, your kids, your husband, your partner, whomever you have around. Health, be grateful for that because it's not given. I had last year not a very good, pleasant moment. My husband passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear about this.
Heart attack was sudden. So cheer the moment.
Mm.
Yes, rejection is bad, but it's not everything. And no one is dying. It's not the end of the world. You try again. It's fine. You try differently, but don't try always the same way. Try to change it. Try to see where from whom you can learn, right? From whom you can learn
Yeah.
to say, hey, you know what? This CV, I send it out, no one responds. Get someone, get it reviewed, get feedback. I call it feed forward. Don't shy away. The more you get back something from someone, the better it will be. So that's it. It's not the end of the world. Be grateful for your health and for your surroundings, all the people who are around you.
Wow.
Think about what you have and think about the wonderful nature. We are in Switzerland. It's beautiful. Life is beautiful. Yes, sometimes we get stressed. Sometimes I get really, and today we had the painters here. And you know what? They cut my fiber cable and I didn't have internet for 30 minutes. I got crazy because I had to jump on teleconferences and so on. But you find a way. And what did I do? I connected my laptop now with my hotspot and it works. The internet cable is broken. I need to buy a new one, but that's not the end of the world.
And you are here. Hulya, thank you very much for sharing your wisdom, your experience, your golden nuggets. I wish you all the best, a lot of joy, mentoring others, guiding them, asking the right questions, supporting them, giving them your energy and push to action. Just go, do it.
Thank
The
you.
first thing you will fail and you want. So what?
Oh, thank you, my dear.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You are watching Success Stories of Expat Women. I'm Eva Sanders. If you feel low, write down. Please get in touch. I will be very happy to listen to you for 45 minutes. It's a free clarity session. You share where you are today. I will listen to you, mirror with my intuition where you are, and we will figure out very doable steps for you so you get forward. There's always so much help. Just open yourself to receive it. And maybe be humble just to ask.
Yeah.
You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve to live this beautiful, thriving life. I'm looking forward to seeing you the next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.